Okay, we're rolling. More strange TikToks.
We'll see how strange they get.
Family, look out. You see this website over here, Chematic.app? It's the website with a lot of esoteric ancient knowledge. And every day more is being uploaded. These are the real teachings that you need to know. Look, understanding parasites, electroculture. The reason that this website was built so all of us can have access to the ancient teachings. It's the teachings that they don't want us to know about, that has been hidden for a long time. And now they are back, and Chematic University have them, but there are people that try to steal the courses. One of them is this website. You see the course, The World Before the NWO, but he's refusing to paying me. I even call him a thief. So everyone, be careful. If you want to access the Mystery School or the Chematic University, this is the link where you need to go, chematic.app.
Chematic University?
Yeah, it just doesn't... It sounds like they're taking like already known ancient knowledge, and just like a university or school, they're going to charge you money to teach you the information that they also got for free.
Yeah, so it's pretty much just about holistic healing, understanding consciousness, your mind, everything related to that. Again, this information is readily out there. All you have to do is just look it up for yourself.
Yeah.
And it's not hard.
Don't always trust the first link. Maybe the second.
Yeah, it seems kind of like one of those scam websites. 14 days, free trial, learn all these things. Again, you can find all this information on the internet, so It's nothing too bizarre.
Yeah.
What was Iraq actually hiding? There's a theory that the U.S. stayed in Iraq for over a decade after it was liberated, not because of oil, but something way more powerful. In the 1920s, a British explorer discovered what was rumored to be the oldest known Stargate in the world, a device that's essentially able to take people across interstellar distances instantly. It was located at what is known today as the Great Ziggurat. However, in the 1980s, Saddam Hussein fortified the ancient complex in an attempt to keep explorers from seeing what was hidden inside. Furthermore, strange ancient technology has been seen coming out of the Great Ziggurat, rumored to have come through the Stargate from an ancient civilization now living on the hidden planet Nibiru. People who have come out and spoken about these strange devices and coincidentally went missing soon after, with many more people in recent times coming forward, claiming to have been involved in classified programs in Iraq where Stargate technology was used. Many people are wondering.
I've heard about Stargates. I've seen a lot of things about how aliens would use them, or chosen people would use them to be able to travel from one part of the earth to another, like that.
Well, there's so many sci-fi shows pretty much based around this.
Well, yeah, there's a couple places I don't think that were mentioned there. I should probably look a little more into them, but there's a couple places where there's people really believe that this is the location of a Stargate, or what was once a Stargate.
Definitely sparked some interest for further research regarding this.
Oh, they were there for more than just oil.
Yeah, oil,
I heard
opium.
One of the first places they went when they got there were the museums. And they were trying to look for certain things that maybe we'll discuss in another video.
Yeah, it definitely seems like there's more to it than just oil and opium. If this actually exists, then that will definitely answer a lot of our questions as to why they were in the Middle East for so long.
I'm starting to believe that ancient people had advanced technology. Let's take a look. Well, for once, they created architecture that still puzzles scientists to this day, such as the pyramids of Giza. All we have is theories, but we have no idea how they did it. Even with our modern tech, we don't know how to replicate what they did. Ancient people worked with difficult stones such as granite, one of the hardest materials on Earth. They created amazing architecture and design that almost looked 3D printed. They created huge bronze statues such as the Colossus of Rhodes, which is 108 feet. This site is known as Pumapunku in Bolivia. To this day, these stones puzzle scientists. These stones in Pumapunku in Bolivia are having archaeologists and scientists scratching their heads. They say that it's absolutely impossible creating these structures with hammer and chisel. The only way to make this is with power tools, advanced technology. So much for the ancient people being primitive. Maybe we're the primitive ones. They even have drill holes that don't look man-made, but made with some type of advanced power tool. Their structures have stood the test of time, while our newly built roads can't even last a few years. Now the question is, what happened to them?
Well, the way they used to build things back then were much more advanced. Like, I've even seen things about how in Rome they had, I forget what kind of rock, but they had other materials inside their road materials, so when it rained, it would just fill itself in with its own materials, or if there were cracks that formed when it rains, those materials would fill in the cracks all on their own, so their roads would just last forever.
Yeah, and there's no way that they were standing there with a chisel, chiseling all this in.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
there's
it's a work
some
of art.
tools and equipment involved that we're not told of, or some outside help of some kind, guiding them in the right direction.
Yeah, I think the one of the theories is that they used frequency to build these structures, and that is definitely got to be some ancient.
Well, one thing I think about the pyramids is definitely it has to be some sort of frequency.
To build all that, to move them,
to
especially,
match the frequency of that item properly, and to have the tools to do that and the know-how and the science.
Well, again, it must have been things that were more common knowledge back then.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we're in a pretty dumbed down society where most people don't realize you can heal yourself through frequencies. So the knowledge they must have knew back then, is on a whole different level.
They were more in tune with the earth than we have ever become since then.
Yeah, and there's theories that they used telepathy, telepathic communications with each other, and they could levitate, they can move things with their mind. There's a lot of things I think that they were able to do thousands and thousands of years ago. So you know what, it's a never-ending mystery, and I always like hearing about ancient civilizations because, again, there's no way people stood there and chiseled. There's more technology to it.
Like you can't build that with just chisels and tools.
Like, that is a work of art.
And if you did do it, it would be with modern equipment. You'd be able to maybe recreate a very similar looking thing.
Walmart is hiding something horrifying. In 2015, Walmart randomly closed locations in California, Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania, and Tulsa, saying that it was just plumbing problems. People thought it was weird that the plumbing problems were so severe that it was taking months to fix. And not only that, military and police officers were moving in and out of these Walmart locations, building what seemed like defenses outside of these Walmarts. A woman even broke through the barrier and said when she went inside the abandoned Walmart, she saw a giant hole dug up in the center of the store. It seemed like something weird was going on, and it was even rumored that these locations were being turned into FEMA concentration camps.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I've heard some strange stories about Walmart and the underground tunnels, the child trafficking, all the weird things they do there. Certain agencies and companies that have involvement that shouldn't really have any involvement in such a business and such a store, but they do.
Yeah, Walmart's always been a very eerie one. Again, someone brought this up to me not long ago. You don't really see Walmart trucks out on the roads anymore. Like, you don't see anything getting shipped in. So it kind of sparks my belief that they are bringing things in underground. And again, it's theorized that it's a big web of tunnels connected to each Walmart. And if you respell the letters in Walmart, it spells martial law, which is also interesting. Yeah, we try not to support Walmart or shop there. Yeah, and you go to the frozen aisle.
You hear these weird frequencies over the things.
Every time.
When you walk by the milk, there's some strange frequency, which everyone says is the lights, or it's this, or it's that. But it's still a disturbing sound to hear.
Well,
in your ear.
It's so loud that it hurts my ears, and everybody else there doesn't seem bothered. You go to any other grocery store, it does not have that frequency.
Yeah.
What is going on, Walmart? Screw you, Walmart.
Family, let's make a good comparison. Look at this map. The inside of it looks exactly the same as what NASA has shown us. You see, America is over here, Africa is over here, Europe is over here, Russia is over here, Greenland over here, and over here the North Pole. And look, family, again, America, Africa, Europe, Russia, North Pole. Now we're comparing it with the one that is showing us the land beyond the ice wall. America, Africa, Europe, Asia, and again, the North Pole. Over here they call it Hyperborea. And look, family, all of them are showing land beyond the ice wall. Look, another one showing more land. And the map even shows that there are animals living on the other continents. Look, griffin. And here you see everything is gone. Where did all the land go, family? Discover more here, link in bio.
Oh, I definitely believe the maps that were shown and every picture that we've been shown of the Earth is nonsense. That it's all just computer renderings from NASA. Our world is laid out so differently than what we're told and shown. Like even if you look at videos of flight patterns, you look at those and it completely shows why would you stop here when you could have just gone directly here from what it looks like on our map. But that's not the case, and there's websites out there that show you when you take this country that looks much larger on a map and you put it on a country much smaller on the map, the bigger country on the map is actually the smaller country in real life.
Yeah.
They just disproportionate. They make the countries look disproportionate.
Well, they openly used to have a different map, and then I think it was the late 1800s, early 1900s, they officially changed the map to the map we see today.
Well, yeah, if you look at the flat Earth map, it's a more realistic depiction of the Earth, and it makes a lot of the flight plans make a lot of sense when you actually look at where they're stopping and why they're stopping there and the distance between these places. Right version.
Okay, let me reset. Now, the more I watch these flat Earth theories and the ice wall, I definitely am starting to become more of a believer of it. And again, I don't believe anything NASA says. They've been known to lie throughout time and time again. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I just can't take anything they say seriously anymore.
What happened to all the adventurers out there? We need more explorers.
We need more Admiral Birds.
Yeah, more unpaid explorers who aren't represented by brands and companies to go out there and actually explore and take pictures and videos and send it back to us and let us see what's actually out there.
Absolutely. And especially after the Admiral Byrd videos of him exploring Antarctica, I do believe there's so much more they're hiding. Like I said, all these hidden continents and land that they don't want us accessing. Mm-hmm. I think that's more to look into.
Oh yeah, you should all look into Admiral Byrd if you haven't.
Yeah, very good documentary.
It's a good start. It's a good stepping stone.
Absolutely. I hope more information comes out regarding all this.
If you know, you know. Time to expose another pizza file, if you know what I'm saying. Seth Green.
And Seth turned to me and opened up this secret bookshelf, and he's like, "This is where we keep the children." And I was like, I tried to just put it out of my mind, but then about a month later, Seth, Claire, and I were having a dinner at their house, and Seth said, "We now need to have a talk about chicken." And I was like, oh God. And then he basically admitted that he's a pedophile.
Now I want you to take note on how he said they need to have a talk about chicken when you watch this next video.
Happy to have you here. I don't think we've met before. I was trying to figure that too because I've been such a fan of yours for
So let me just say, he's been a big fan of his, but he doesn't know if they met before. And now watch how they talk about chicken and Robot Chicken. Watch this shit.
I'm trying to figure that too because I've been such a fan of yours for so long.
And vice versa, I'm a big Robot Chicken fan.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Well, I've never gotten to do this show, and I just didn't think we'd actually met.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
We might have matched on some dating app at some point, but I think I just kept swiping.
Could be. I'm always open. Now,
People know you from a lot of things: Austin Powers, Buffy, Entourage. But of course, I was saying I know you from Robot Chicken.
That's so fun.
Yeah,
You see how they're making a joke out of it, throwing it right in our faces. He knows him from Robot Chicken, and that's so fun. Obviously, he's like the producer of Robot Chicken, but those who can see what's going on, you know what's going on here.
Strangers give me their kids all the time. We've talked about this before, but it's still current. Whenever I meet people, they'll be like, "Oh, take a picture with my baby. Hold my baby. Here, get close
I
to my
get that
baby.
too. They
Take a
hold
picture
you.
with my
They
baby."
hand you their baby. They don't know who we are as real people.
Don't worry, guys. We know who you really are. Alright, now I got one last clip, and then I'm probably going to make a part 2, because there's more on this subject.
There's this crazy thing going on in Hollywood right now where the LAPD
Of course,
Threat
TMZ.
Management Department is involved in a case with Paris Jackson, Seth Green, and Seth's wife because a guy, this actor whose name is Isaac Cappy, he has been going after them.
This whole video is pretty much about them discrediting Isaac Cappy. And for those of you who don't know, Isaac Cappy is actually dead now, and he apparently committed suicide, but I have plenty of videos showing that he's not suicidal. Stay tuned.
Oh, I know very well who Isaac Cappy is.
Yeah, people have been waking up to the way of Hollywood for a while now, and the dark, twisted ways of their world are coming to the light, and people are finally, for the most part, starting to see them for who they really are. Just a bunch of strange people living in a strange fantasy world.
I've heard Seth Green is part of that club.
Oh yeah, I've heard him part of the Touchy Club.
Yeah, making that correlation with Robot Chicken. Oh,
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
Even who you are, and even if you're not a fan of him, you still know his face. You know who he is, because he's, like he said, he's been in Austin Powers. He's been in some quite notable things, whether he was a main role or a step up from the main role or a side character. He's still been a well-known face. If you were to see him in public, you'd be, oh, there's that guy from, and even if you couldn't put a name on it, you know he's from something you saw on TV.
Oh, tons of movies and shows.
So to say, oh, I know you from Robot Chicken, like, just the voice. He does, like, just his voice on Robot Chicken. So,
yeah, they're all in the same club. They all know each other. They go on these talk shows and, ha ha ha, we've never met before.
Yep.
It's all
big
BS.
Publicity tours, just pumping out whatever they're coming out with soon.
Yeah.
It's all nonsense.
Like I said, Seth Green, though, I've always gotten a weird vibe off of him. And then once I heard that he's part of the Epstein Club, may I call it, made a lot of sense.
I always liked him and liked a lot of stuff he was in, but I've been hearing and seeing a lot of not good stuff about him, so kind of puts a little shade on all that.
And I like how this guy mentions Isaac Cappy. A good chunk of people know his story, how he's tied to Tom Hanks. Yeah.
The red shoe thing or the red handkerchief. He's probably, this guy right here, probably has the same videos we all saw, but I've seen some videos where they break it down very well and explain all the correlations between all the posts and all the things said.
Like the desert road and the cap on the road.
And then the picture Tom Hanks posts afterwards.
Yeah, it's pretty bizarre, honestly.
They live in a strange world out in Hollywood and California. California itself isn't a good place. Hollywood definitely can't be much better.
You know, it's happened more than once with multiple celebrities, and you know, people are catching on to it, and it's really sad to see. I'm really glad Hollywood is losing its power because, you know, they're not good people. They're really not. They're not people you should be worshiping and looking up to at the end of the day.
So y'all know how Walmart's been mysteriously closing. This is an abandoned Walmart. Now what does this look like to y'all? This is an abandoned Walmart, a closed down Walmart. What does it look like?
Hold on.
It looks like a prison to me.
Yeah, and that goes along with the theories of if martial law were to happen, they'll lock Walmarts down, connected to tunnel systems, and probably hold people in.
Well, it's a place you could
concentration
keep people
camp.
controlled. You keep them locked down in there, even if they're not locked in a cell or anything. They're still trapped within these facilities where they're being taken care of.
Well, that's when FEMA would come in and then say, "Oh, everybody come to Walmart. Stay safe here."
Yep.
Yada
we
yada
have
yada.
the space to accommodate. So you'd be under some strict rules. You'd never be allowed to leave.
Then the ice starts to go from smooth to starting to break up here.
Like, where aren't we right now? What planet is this? Just take a photo picture. I like how that Earth is meeting the glacier. See that interesting shape?
Oh wow, yeah. Just mesmerized. I've never seen terrain like this.
It's so insane, isn't it? How? Because this is right at the edge of it. It's pools of water.
Full ice. Like cold. I don't even know what
Not like nothing you've ever seen, huh?
Nothing like nothing.
It blows away anything we've seen so far.
Oh man, the ice below us is that's like the Grand Canyon of ice.
Yep.
Just like blown away looking up at the walls and the peaks next to us.
We just hit my head.
Yeah, it's another video about the ice wall. Again, I like seeing these because I did watch the whole documentaries on Admiral Byrd back in the 30s, I think it was. He did it over decades.
Yeah, it was, I think, the 50s.
Yeah, no, I think he started in the early 1900s, and he kept going further and further out into Antarctica. And he reported all crazy kinds of things he was finding out there. And to see a video, assuming this probably is the ice wall, I don't know where else they would be. Okay, yeah, so his first...
it says the first Antarctic expedition was 1928 to 1930. The secondary was 1933 to 1934. The Antarctic Service Expedition, 1939 to 1940. And it goes on, because I've seen videos where they talk about how the whole formation of, like, their alliance in Antarctica was right after, it was a big thing. I forget what it was.
Oh, yeah. Is some kind of task force or something.
Yeah, they made, like, a task force that was for not letting people beyond the ice wall or something like that. Like, they all signed the Antarctic Treaty. Well, yeah, they have all these places.
They have a little
every country and continent
there.
has people
an embassy
in there. Yeah, representing their country, doing scientific experiments, and like, when on earth does every country agree on anything ever? So to have a whole thing where every country's just okay being with each other and hanging out there or doing work together just seems a little strange.
Yeah, Antarctica never fails to intrigue my curious mind. You know, there's just so much we don't know about it, and I want to see more and more.
I feel like what they should do is they should just come out and say, you know, if there is nothing here, just show us there's nothing there.
But, you know, you can't even go to Antarctica without a special permit, and the parts that they do let you see is only so minimal.
It's the same 2 miles that they let people go to. They let people go do whatever excursions and camping and filming and other stuff that they're paying to do there.
Yeah, so it's very controlled. They don't want just anybody showing up. And I guess if you go unannounced, they have like armed
guards.
People,
they have. I've watched a video where some people are driving a boat and they're trying to drive into there, and this
armed
big
guards
ship,
show up.
Yeah, big ship pulls up and tells them to turn the fuck around, and they do.
In 2012, archaeologists Lipo and Terry Hunt proposed the idea that the Easter Island statues on Easter Island walked by having people tie ropes to them and move the statues back and forth in a walking fashion. The media ate this theory up. Even National Geographic did a special on it. However, in 2015, the statues were unearthed, showing they were actually almost 70 feet tall and weighing tons more than previously stated, not the 10 feet tall and 5-ton weight the archaeologists suggested. There is no way humans walked the 70 feet Easter Island statues by using ropes as archaeologists proposed. Why isn't this in the news? Why is it still a theory that the statues walk?
Yeah, I definitely don't buy that theory either.
Well, yeah, all the mainstream theories trying to explain these things just don't make any sense. Like, we still don't even have modern equipment that can move things that way this much.
Yeah, it's always something to cover it up. Because I've seen videos about Easter Island years ago of how they just move on their own. And like this video says, there's a lot more underground. It's like a whole body almost.
Mm-hmm.
And all you see is the top head, the torso. So I think...
tells you a lot of our history is a lie, is what it tells you, because these things probably made sense back then, how they got these things there or why they were there. And the fact that they're buried so deep tells you another story that you should be looking into as well, as to how they got so buried in the first place.
Yeah, and if they're moving on their own, I don't understand how they're doing that.
Yeah,
but
I don't buy the moving on their own theory. I believe it's just erosion or other things happening.
I want to look into that some more.
Yeah, our old ancient societies were doing some big things that we're not told of. Much more smart than we're told they were.
It's just like the pyramids, like how were they there? Who built them? How did they have the manpower for that?
Yeah, people are always doing their best to try and show you some nonsense. Oh, they did it this way, and this is how they did it. And it's always immediately debunked as soon as you get an actual expert in there talking on the physics behind doing these things and the time it would take and the distance